The new judge in the YSL RICO trial is starting to get fed up as the prosecutors against Thug are now being exposed for all of their sneaky illegal activities. YSL Woody originally snitched on Young Thug and YSL members in 2021. However, the video of him doing so was never supposed to be shared with the public. However, it would eventually be leaked. It would then be reported today. He testifies that he believes the state is the one who leaked it in order to pretty much force him to testify, since everyone already thinks he's a snitch.
Do you know who put that video on the internet before this trial started?
I don't know who did it.
Do you have a belief who did it?
Yes.
And who are you referring to who did that?
Objection. Relevant to who we believe.
Goes to his state of mind.
Speculation.
Goes to his state of mind on the conversations that he's referring to. Puts it in context. Who did you believe put out the videos on the internet of your interrogation, or the video?
The state.
And by the state, the same people you've been referring to?
I can't say specific if it was them, but the state did it.
Okay. And what did that have an effect on you or your family when you believe the state of Georgia put out your interrogation?
Well, they believe I'd be, if everybody say I'm a snitch, this and then third, they believe that I'd be like, okay, and just do what they want me to do.
And is that, there's a mention in the last...
As Lil Woody would hint towards it being the state prosecutors that leaked the video of him snitching inside of the police office, as he believes it was their plan all along. If they made Lil Woody look like a snitch in one small crime, then they can just force him to become a full snitch in all other crimes that YSL committed. Right after this, the prosecutors would then start asking the most ridiculous questions, making Lil Woody get angry.
I can't sit here and tell y'all nothing. I don't know what y'all want me. I don't know what y'all looking for. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody rob nobody. I didn't see none of these boys do anything. I did some stupid things. I got caught for the stupid things that I was doing, and I just went from there. Like, I didn't. And then y'all got me up here, and I done told y'all before y'all put me up here, y'all can't talk to me on like a Tuesday or something. You can't talk to me in the streets. And I told you, like, I lied. And I told you that. And then y'all still brought me in here.
Isn't it true that you did not want to testify because you don't want to deal with the reality of being labeled a snitch?
Miss Hilton, I was been labeled a snitch way before I had to come to trial, when y'all linked that video out to the social media. So the world look at me as a snitch no matter what goes on to this day. But me coming here, like, I have put my faith in God's hands, and I come here and I let it be known. I guess got no choice but to be letting know to y'all now that I have told y'all time after time that I done lied.
As the prosecutors have barely any evidence against Young Thug, but they keep on bringing Lil Woody in to try to just bring up something against Young Thug that they can use. But it seems as if Lil Woody has now finally had enough, and he would eventually snap.
And my only priority was, by any means necessary, to protect them with my whole life. Judge, I get a minute because they drive me crazy.
Yeah, take a minute, take a breath.
Y'all
Stay here. Come here. Stay on the stand. Take some breaths. Calm down.
And once he finishes his breath around the state, we conclude our questioning, Your Honor.
As Lil Woody got so angry that he needed to stand up and walk away. This is something you don't see in court cases, and it's actually getting a little ridiculous. It would then be announced Woody is getting tired of explaining why he told on Young Thug over and over again.
Why did you ask for Thug to pay your bond after you had told on them in a June 10th interview?
I didn't tell on them. I was going through a phase in my life, like I told you before, and I told you in the back. I made it all up. I sat right there and said whatever came to the top of my head, that I put certain things together and said what I said. If you listen to both of them calls, they contradict each other. If you listen to the interview, you hear what the police keep saying. And that's why I put everything on Thug. The man ain't had nothing to do with my stupidity. I'm sitting right here today telling y'all the truth, and y'all still sitting right here playing with this lady. Like I told y'all, I made it up. I put it on him. Okay. I'm not scared of nobody. Nobody forced me to say none of this stuff. This is not right.
Okay.
which is very surprising, and it changes the entire YSL RICO trial. YSL Woody is claiming that he lied about everything that he has ever snitched on Young Thug about, meaning that they all now have to go review all of the evidence that he allegedly snitched on over again, and if the prosecutors can't prove that it is real, all of that evidence will be thrown out of the case. Now, with the judge starting to realize all of the sneaky little tactics that the prosecutors have been using and doing, this is then when we would hear from the founder of 300 Entertainment. He's also the head of the music for Google and YouTube. He would go on to vouch to the judge for Young Thug to receive a bond.
Hi, my name is Leor Cohen. I was the founder of 300. I'm the global head of music for YouTube and Google, and I want to speak on behalf of Jeffrey, who I've known extremely well since I signed him. He's been a person that cares deeply about his community, his family, and his colleagues. And I could say that I've had numerous conversations with him at length about how he wanted to invest in building a recording business, studios, a record company in a very troubled part of Atlanta to bring economic growth. I don't believe that he's a flight risk whatsoever. He cares too much about his family, his colleagues, his art, and his reputation for that.
That is lawyer Cohen. He is worth roughly $200 million, and a vouch from him goes an extremely long way. He wouldn't support Young Thug like this if he was an actual criminal. However, fans would then start digging deeper into why Leor would want Young Thug released. It turns out the next phase of the YSL RICO trial features many rappers in the industry that could be signed to one of his several music labels, from Gunna, Lil Baby, YFN Lucci, and more. It all begins back in May of 2022. Young Thug, alongside Gunna and several YSL members, were arrested for RICO, breaking the entire music industry. It was the biggest thing for a very long time. However, within 2 weeks of the YSL case being opened, Young Thug's best friend Gunna would snitch out of the court case.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
This would turn the entire music industry against Gunna, because when Gunna originally snitched, the following day after, it was then reported by DJ Academics that Lil Baby, as well as members of 4PF, are next on the Atlanta DA's RICO list. Very similar to how YSL and Young Thug were raided and arrested, Lil Baby and his team were next on the official document.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There's going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
As DJ Academics would even confirm this by showing the official evidence file of 4PF on the document, while also confirming it on stream that a close source to his told him that it was a rap group with a 3-letter name.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Why this is so important is because the next topic in the YSL RICO trial is street teams that are connected to YSL being brought to court. Lil Baby even knows that he's going to be going into the YSL RICO trial. Even in his new song titled 350, he would state the lyrics, "Ain't never said nothing about it, boy you know you a rat." Going viral on social media for the song lyrics, Lil Baby is clearly angry at the situation, but in the end it ended up rubbing Young Thug's father the wrong way. He would go on to tell Lil Baby to be quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing that Gunna for his plea deal?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. Ask Lil Baby, have he ever came to a court date?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I want y'all to ask these damn rappers and these bloggers with this whole snitch shit and this. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name it? Go on their social media pages and say, why in the haven't you been at the courthouse to support your dude? And I guarantee you won't get an answer.
However, Young Thug's father didn't end there. He would also go on to reveal this about Gunna, basically confirming the trio of Thug, Gunna, and Baby are now split.
Courtney said, how do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
See, that's the thing. People don't understand the relationship. They got this thing saying that Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
But see, let me try to help the attorney clarify that a little simpler.
Okay.
Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
As Young Thug's father is stating that Gunna's plea deal didn't affect Young Thug and Lil Baby, but rappers in the industry had much different opinions, as we saw Tekashi 6ix9ine have a lot to say about the situation, being a former snitch.
He just implicated YSL being so now he's home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying, I'm a record label.
But thankfully, all of this might not even matter, and it's all based around the prosecutors not doing their jobs correctly, which could lead into Young Thug being released early. Let me explain. It was first announced, and I quote, judges ruled on Attorney Max's motion for a fair trial. She is sending the entire prosecution team to Brady training, leading into a lawyer saying, another embarrassment for the YSL trial prosecutors today.
But make sure before it shows up on a screen with a jury that whatever limits have been placed on this, you abide by them. I mean, I saw the slide from the opening that had something on it that had been specifically talked about and ruled that you had better not in any way put that before the jury. And lo and behold, it's up there on the screen. Not going to get back into it, but that should not happen again. If you know that comments aren't supposed to be on here, you need to make sure before you throw any slide up. And I'm not saying that this was how you were going to use it. I know you're just giving this to us right now, but just make sure everything is clean to the way that it is supposed to be. Okay.
As in simple terms, the judge is sending the prosecutors to a classroom so that a teacher can remind them how to do their literal job. Now, this isn't a joke either. The prosecutors are literally sending them to a classroom so they can remind them what they are not allowed to do with certain evidence. This is where it feels corrupt. These prosecutors have no idea what they're doing, but the judge has been refusing to allow a mistrial just so then Young Thug faces a prison sentence in the end. These two rappers have much different charges, but it feels awfully similar to what Boosie said about YNW Melly. YNW Melly was granted a mistrial, however, he wasn't granted a bond release or even house arrest. They are forcing him to sit in his jail cell until his upcoming trial, as they want nothing more but to have him behind bars for life.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They waited all the way.
Penalty.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man.
As it would end up getting crazier from here, where it would be announced on late Friday, Attorney Max told Judge Page that he filed a new motion for a fair trial. This motion comes after attorneys found out about another ex parte meeting on June 7th.
So I recently filed while we were in court, a motion for a fair trial, seeking remedies. Oh, and I will email, it was just filed. and I'll email it over.
As if Young Thug's lawyers can prove this to be true, Thug could be released on a mistrial as soon as a week from now, as his legal team is bringing up an issue because the prosecutors had an illegal meeting to gain evidence on Young Thug with outside sources, which is extremely illegal. This would end up going viral on social media. Lil Baby would even react saying, "It's about time, Thug's coming home and Slime's been in the cell too long. This judge is crazy." To even 4-2 Doug reacting,
"Have you been tapped into the YSL case at all, and how do you think that's been?"
I've been trying to watch a little bit.
Do you think it's being mishandled?
I think it should have been dismissed. The shit with the judge that just happened.
That just happened.
Crazy, like trying to send his lawyer to jail. From the outside looking in, it's looking like they got something against him.